Hi guys, my name's Sam. Thank you for joining me on the mat today. We're going to be practicing a very gentle flow, super chilled, just to help open the body up very gently and just really help connect our mind back into our body. So if you're feeling pretty up in your head or if you're feeling really tired, but just in the need for a little bit of a stretch out, then hopefully this is going to make you feel really good. So even if the movements that we're doing, I have sequenced a gentle class, but even if they feel a little bit too much for you today, just be really kind to yourself and take that extra child's pose, take that longer shavasana. Every time we come to the mat, our body, our mind has different stuff going on. So it's really about just learning to respect that and just take that break whenever you need it. Before we get started, I've got a block with me today. We're going to be doing a supported bridge towards the end of the class. If you don't know what that is, then don't worry, we'll go through it a bit later. So if you have a block, then have that nearby. If you don't, then you could just get some books. That could work for you. They feel that sometimes I've used books before and they actually feel quite uncomfortable, a bit rigid or harsh, spiky on my back. So just a pile of cushions would be perfect as well, a lot more softer. Even if you have a block, you might want to try the cushions anyway. It's a little bit softer for the back of the body. So maybe just grab those now. Then I've also got an eye pillow, something to cover my eyes in Shavasana. It's just quite nice to block the light out and have that heaviness on the eyes, really helps the eyeballs relax. Some people don't like having something on their head like that over their face, so if that's the case, don't worry about it. If you do quite fancy that, then you could always grab just a top that you can roll up and just place over your eyes, just something to tune the light out if you're in quite a bright room, that might be nice. And I've also got a blanket here, just because it always feels nice to feel covered by a blanket. So if you would like to grab any of those things for your Shavasana later, then have them in your hand, but definitely something to support the hips up. All right, so once you have those things, just place them to the side and then come to laying down on your belly. So we're going to start lying down on our belly today. So find any comfortable position on your belly. So I'm going to rest my head on my hands, just taking one ear to my hands, lengthen my legs away. You may find perhaps the arms by the body feels better, or maybe just the forehead resting on the palms. Whatever feels nice, just take a moment here to just let yourself get comfy. Close your eyes and just take a couple of deep breaths. Giving your body a bit of a scan here. And see if you can just soften, let the whole body become heavy on your mat beneath you. Relax your jaw, your forehead. And maybe take a few deep belly breaths, really feeling the belly inflate into the mat. And then notice how your body, how you are feeling. However it is you're feeling in your body, in your mood. Just becoming aware of that and try not to judge yourself too harshly, whatever you may be feeling. Just accept that and just let that perhaps guide your practice. Being a little gentler and a little softer with yourself today. And then slowly beginning to blink open your eyes. Coming up onto your palms, we're going to start opening the chest up. So you're going to make like a goalpost position with your right arm, or a cactus arm. So your right elbow is going to come out to the side in line with your right shoulder. Your right palm is on the floor and facing the floor or touching the floor. You're going to bring your right ear to the mat. I'm going to lead you into the stretch. You stop when you're getting a deep enough sensation, opening up of this front right side of the body. So you can just bring your left palm down by your left shoulder. Press with your left hand and start to turn your chest towards the ceiling. So this may already be quite a strong stretch and you may wish to stay here. If you want to deepen, you can bend your left knee and maybe just bring the sole of the left foot behind you. Or maybe stretch the leg out long, just whatever feels comfortable with that top leg. And then either keeping the left hand by the face or taking the arm behind you, just letting it fall down by the back here. So take a moment to find a depth that feels good for that front right chest, shoulder. Let the right ear and head be heavy and just close the eyes. Being nice and gentle. So if you've gone a little too far, too fast, maybe turning the chest a little bit back towards the mat, bringing this top arm back over towards the front of the body. Close your eyes and take 5 deep belly breaths here. And then very slowly, if that top hand's behind you, bring it back by the face. Slowly bringing your body back towards the mat. Maybe just bringing both arms now down by the legs and then turning your left ear to the mat. Close your eyes and just let your body settle here. Just notice how you're feeling in the right side of the body, in that area you've just stretched compared to the left side. Just letting any sensations start to settle before moving to the same stretch on the other side. So no rush whatsoever, but when you're ready, slowly bringing yourself back up, finding that goalpost or cactus arm on the left-hand side and going in super gently and slowly. This side may be a little tighter or perhaps a little bit more open than the other side. So bringing your left ear to the mat, slowly starting to turn your front body to the ceiling. And again, finding any positioning here with the legs that feels okay. Maybe bringing that top leg behind you. That will intensify the stretch a little. And either keeping your front hand by your face or threading the arm behind you and just letting the arm perhaps fall down by the lower back here. Close your eyes and really imagine you can direct your breath here into the front of the left lung. And trying to soften around any tension, any tightness you're feeling in the chest. Closing your eyes for 5 deep belly breaths. And then ever so gently bringing that top hand back in front of you if it's come behind, and then just bringing yourself back onto your belly, stretching your left arm by your side and just bringing your right ear to the mat. Close your eyes and just take a moment to just notice the sensations, connecting back to the breath. If you need a little longer to just let that stretch dissipate in the body, stay here a little longer, maybe pause the video. But when you're ready, come up onto your forearms and find a Sphinx pose. So coming up onto our forearms now, elbows under shoulders, wrists in line with the elbows. Nice, starting to open the chest up a little more here. So maybe close the eyes, tops of the feet are rooting down. Press your pubic bone lightly into the mat here, so the lower abdominals are ever so slightly engaged, stopping any compression in the lower back. Press the forearms down, lift the chest. And then maybe start to dip the chin down towards the chest and start to make a few nice gentle neck rotations here. Super gentle. Nice, slow, smooth circles. Imagining you're drawing a circle with your nose on a piece of paper. Being ever so kind and gentle to yourself. Making sure you switch directions as if you've just been going one way. An option to stay here, maybe continuing with these neck rotations if you're really feeling pretty tight and tense around the neck and the shoulders. This is a really nice option to start to open that up. Or if you feel like you want to go a little bit deeper here, you can stop the neck rotations, press down with the palms. Make sure you're pressing the pubic bone and the tops of the feet down so you're not feeling too much compression in the lower back. Pressing down with the palms and taking it to seal. So starting to straighten the arms. This will be a little bit more of extension for the spine here. It may feel too strong, so just come back down to the forearms. I sometimes like kind of moving between these two, Sphinx and seal, so almost a bit cat-cow-like. Just, again, taking a nice bit of smooth movement or just staying up in the seal. Wherever you are, you have another 3. Make sure that pubic bone's down so that lower back is nice and safe. For 2. We'll meet back on the forearms. And we're going to take it straight to a child's pose. So slowly coming down, bringing the palms under the shoulders. Press up onto your knees and go straight to a child's pose. So sliding yourself back, taking the knees nice and wide, bringing the big toes to touch. And just resting your forehead on the mat here. Let the belly soften between your legs. And just take a few full cycles of breath. Breathing deep into the back of the lungs with the inhale. And maybe very gently pressing your hands into the mat as you breathe out, feeling that deeper stretch across the back body, maybe under the armpits. Maybe swaying the body a little bit side to side in your child's pose. And we're going to move into some hip rotations here. So stay in your child's pose legs, knees are wide, big toes are touching. Bring your hands shoulder width apart if they're a little bit closer or in any other position. Press down with the palms, lift the hips up, lift the head up, and just start to make some nice rotations with the upper body now over the legs. So close the eyes and just start to make some nice big smooth circles with the upper body. Dipping one hip up, dipping one hip down. Just starting to open up the inner groin a little bit here, really connecting and moving with the breath. Nice, smooth inhale breaths, nice, long and deep exhale breaths. Making sure you go in both directions rather than just going the same way the whole time. For another 3. Moving in any way that feels good for these hips here for 2. And then settle back in your child's pose just for a few short moments. Regather the breath. We're going to come up onto our hands and our knees just for a moment. So walk your hands towards you. Slowly bring the knees so they're under the hips. Tuck the toes. And we're going to go straight to a ragdoll. So start to straighten the legs. Walk the hands towards the feet. It doesn't matter where you are on your mat. Just take your feet maybe slightly wider or hip width apart. Soft bend in the knees, take hold of either elbow, eyes closed. Belly is soft and just starting to maybe shake the head yes, shake the head no, rock the upper body forward and back, side to side. Just starting to let all that tension fall out of the upper body. If you've got a big gap between your belly and your thighs, make sure the knees are bent so you can really just let that upper body fold and pour over the legs here. Switch the cross of the elbows. Just let the skin on your face fall down towards the mat. Slowly release the elbows, blink the eyes open. With a soft bend in the knees, look at the belly button and roll yourself up to stand super slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. Head's going to come up last. Take your time, no rush. Broaden down with the feet, lifting the head up. Broaden the shoulder blades down the back, palms face forward and close the eyes. Take a deep breath in, lifting up tall through the top of the head. Maybe an exhale through the mouth. Keep the eyes closed and become aware of the feeling of your feet on the mat. Starting to perhaps make small circles with the upper body over the feet. Really feeling the sensation of your weight shifting around the soles of the feet. as the heart and the crown of the head lift up to the ceiling. Settle so your weight's evenly distributed in both feet, and you're grounding down through the big toe, the little toe, and the heel of the foot. With your weight evenly distributed in the feet, start to find that lift in the inner arch of your foot, and imagine that energy traveling from the inner arch all the way up the front of the body, bringing length to the waist and a lift to the chest. As you breathe out, your shoulders soften and your feet ground down. Bend your chin to your heart and open your eyes. With a soft bend in the knees, with your inhale, sweep your arms up towards the ceiling, bringing the palms to touch. Exhale with a soft bend in your knees, hinge from your hips and fold all the way over your legs. Lift and look halfway as you breathe in, roll the shoulders back, lengthen the spine. Forward fold as you breathe out, soft bend in the knees, sweeping the arms all the way back up, rolling up, rolling up, rolling up. Hands meet at the top of the head at the end of the inhale, hands to heart, gaze to fingertips, exhale. And again, inhale, sweep the arms up slowly to the sky. Exhale, slowly fold over the legs. Lift and look halfway on your inhale. Forward fold on your exhale. Soft bend in the knees, rolling, rolling, rolling your spine all the way up, bringing your arms with you, sweeping them up in line with the ears. This time, exhale, soft bend in the knees, roll all the way over the legs. Lift and look halfway on your inhale. Forward fold on your exhale. Soft bend in the knees, rolling that spine up to stand, drawing the abdomen in, sweeping the arms up, big breath in. Fold forward all the way over your legs as you breathe out. This is the last one. Lift and look halfway as you inhale. Soft bend in your knees and your exhale. Ground down through the legs, belly draws to spine, arms sweep up to sky, big breath in. This time bring your hands back to your heart, gaze to fingertips as you breathe out. Bring your arms by the sides of the body, palms face forward, close the eyes. Take a couple of full breaths, feeling the breath, the energy moving in the body. Again, maybe a gentle swaying of the weight and the soles of the feet on the mat. Before bending your chin to your heart, blinking your eyes open, and inhale, sweeping the arms all the way up towards the sky. Soft bend in the knees and hinging from your hips, folding over the legs. Lift and look halfway as you inhale. Bring your hands down as you exhale. Come to your tabletop, bringing your knees down underneath your hips. Spreading your fingers wide and inhaling, finding your cow pose, dropping your belly and lifting your heart. Breathing out, rounding your spine for your cat pose, drawing your belly in and up and really grounding down with the palms. Close the eyes and inhaling, finding your cat pose, rolling the front body open. Breathing out, rounding the spine, finding your cat pose. 2 to 3 more. Moving in time with your breath. Breathing in, nice and long. Breathing out, nice and smooth. And for the last couple of moments, maybe starting to roll through the hips and the shoulders, imagining you're rolling your upper body inside a barrel and you're trying to touch every side of the barrel. Making sure you go in both directions. And then either take it to a child's pose or take it to a downward dog. So your choice, child's pose is option 1, downward dog is option 2. If you're taking your downward dog, your gaze is between the thighs or up at the belly button and maybe starting to pedal out through the legs here. You've got another 3. You've got another 2. If you're in your child's pose and you need a little longer, as I said at the start, please honour that and stay as long as you need. Otherwise, find your way to your downward dog. We're going to do a few spinal rolls in our downward dog here. So as you breathe in, you're going to come forward to a plank. So you're going to squeeze your legs and come forward, strong and long in your plank. As you breathe out, you're going to bend the knees and roll the spine all the way back, hovering through tabletop and finding your downward dog. Doing that again, squeezing your legs, coming forward, long spine in plank. Exhale, bending the knees and hovering back through tabletop to down dog. Keep going like that, breathing in as you come forward and breathing out as you roll yourself back for another 3. Move in time with your breath here, eyes closed, really thinking of rolling through that spine for 2. Taking yourself to downward dog, take a couple of moments, take a few full breaths, check back in with the body. And then we're going to reverse that movement. So now you're going to bend your knees, come through tabletop, come forward, and then straighten your legs into your plank. And exhale, pressing all the way back down dog. Again, bend the knees as you roll forward, straightening the legs into your plank. And exhale, going back down dog. Do that 2 more times, bending the knees, coming forward to plank, and then going all the way up and back. Final one, rolling all the way forward, and then refinding your downward dog. Take a full inhale here, lifting those sit bones up. A full exhale as you press the thighs back. Then slowly come forward, drop the knees, and refind your tabletop. Okay, so making your way onto your hands and knees here. We're going to find a low lunge. So you're slowly going to step the right foot forward. You can use the right hand to help you. Maybe slide the back knee back a touch. Hug the legs in, and you're just going to bring your hands up onto your front thigh here. So just starting to open up the front of the thighs a little bit to the front of the body. So you can use your hands on your front thigh, pressing into the thigh to lift the chest. Bending into the front knee, but try not to just sink into your legs here. So keeping, it is a gentle class, but keeping just that slight engagement of the legs. So just gently squeezing the glutes here, lifting the upper body up out of the hips. Nice opening up of this front thigh for 3. Again, maybe moving in and out of the position a little bit. If that helps open you up slightly for 2. And then bringing your hands onto your hips, slowly starting to straighten your front leg for your half splits. So if you've got your block close to your hands, you can bring it to your left hand and bring it underneath your left hand here. Or you can keep your hands on your hips, elbows back, squeezing that front thigh and starting to lean your heart over your front toes, spreading your front toes out nice and wide. Keep a nice gentle bend in that front leg. Breathing into the back of the leg here for 3. Keep lengthening the heart for 2. Keep lengthening the spine for 2. And then we'll find a lizard pose, so very slowly bending back into that front knee, bringing both hands inside your front leg, walk your front leg all the way to the right, finding your lizard pose, so your hands are under your shoulders, fingers are spread nice and wide. Couple of options, you might want to slide that back knee back a little bit to open the hips up slightly further, or you may prefer to tuck the back toes and lift the back knee and just rock backwards and forwards. Or you may prefer to find a bit more depth, come down to the left forearm, maybe on a block. Perhaps that's deep enough, or you may want to bring the right forearm down as well. And again, back knee can be down or lifted. Wherever you are, take a few full breaths here, maybe eyes closed. And then slowly drop that back knee down. If it's lifted, if you're on your forearms, slowly press back up onto your palms. Slide that front leg back. Option 1, child's pose. Option 2, downward dog. So take a couple of moments, check in with what your body needs. Maybe it just needs to settle in a child's pose. Keep it soft and gentle. Maybe you just need to stretch the legs out. Make some nice, small, mindful movements in your down dog. Really staying with the body through the breath. So really connecting your mind here to how your breath is feeling in your body. Focusing on making every inhale a little longer and every exhale a little deeper. And we're going to meet now back up on our hands and our knees. So if you're in your downward dog, drop the knees. If you're in child's pose with me, lift yourself back up to your tabletop. And we'll just step the left foot forward. So step the left foot forward, use the left hand to help if you need to. Again, maybe slide that back knee back slightly to find a little bit more opening. And then bring the arms, the hands onto the front thigh here to help lift up the upper body. So again, maybe slightly bending and straightening that front knee, just easing in and out of the stretch here if you're really feeling quite tight in the front of the thigh here, or settling here. And again, try not to just sink everything downwards, slight engagement and lifting up out of the mat with the legs. Maybe close the eyes, stay soft in the face for 3. Really pressing the hands and lifting the chest away from the thigh for 2. Opening the eyes. Again, you can bring a block underneath the right hand or just keep the hands on the hips as you work on straightening that front leg. Elbows back, nice gentle bend in that front leg. Squeezing the front thigh. Inhaling, lifting from the belly to the heart. Exhaling, spreading those front toes out wide, maybe hinging forward a little. But really respecting your body here, so try not to force it or push it where it's not quite ready to go. All about being a little more gentle, a little kinder today. For 2. Moving into our lizard, so slowly bending that front knee, bringing the upper body forward, hands come down to mat. Walk your front foot more to the left, so you've got a nice bit of space for the upper body. Again, this may feel enough, or you might want to slide that back knee back a little. You may want to lift the back knee up and find that nice rocking backwards and forwards. That can be quite nice for the calf and that back ankle. Or maybe if you want a little bit more depth, finding the right forearm perhaps on a block. That may be enough, or maybe the left forearm wants to join it. 3 to 4 more breaths. Again, either settling and being still or finding that nice, very mindful, slow movement of the body. For 3. For 2. And then very slowly coming back up onto the palms. Again, if you want that down dog to just shake those legs out, then do so. Otherwise, slowly bringing yourself back to a child's pose. I'm bringing my knees together now in my child's pose. Forehead down, just rest your palms down by your heels. If you're in your downward dog, take a few very small movements just to release the legs and then meet us in child's pose in the next 4 to 5 breaths. Once you're in your child's pose, just let your shoulders begin to release down. Let your arms be heavy by the legs. Let the forehead be heavy. And with every exhale breath, let yourself release further towards the mat. And then very slowly bringing your hands under your shoulders, blinking the eyes open, looking at the belly and rolling yourself up to sit. Shift the hips to one side, swing the legs out in front of you. We're going to find a long butterfly. So sitting down on your sit bones, bringing the soles of the feet together, bringing them out to like a long diamond shape. If you find you're rolling backwards a little bit in the lower back, you can roll your mat up or sit up on a cushion if you have one, so you're sitting up nice and tall. Bring the hands to the shins, lift the heart as you breathe in, and then lead with the chest hinge forward, forward, forward. And when you can't go any further, you can just bring the palms to turn to face the ceiling, and then let your spine round and your head be heavy. Close your eyes. If you're feeling any pulling underneath the legs here, you can just bring some cushions underneath the knees to support the legs. Otherwise, eyes are closed, face is relaxed. Starting to imagine your inhale begins from the base of the spine and travels all the way up to the top of the head, bringing a little bit more length and lightness to the upper body. Exhaling, whole body softens and falls heavier to the mat. Your inhale lifts and lengthens the upper body. Maybe you can slide yourself slightly further forward. Exhale, whole body softens and becomes even heavier. Keep following the breath like this. Feeling every inhale bring a little bit more lightness and space into your body. Every exhale bring a little bit more release. A little bit more groundedness. Taking last 2 full breaths. Before gently opening the eyes, using your palms to help press yourself back up. Go super slowly. Take your time. Once you're seated, just bring the up palms behind you, fingertips face forward. Slowly bring the legs back in slightly. Walk your feet so they're as wide as your mat. And then drop both knees over towards the left. Press down with your right palm and look over your right shoulder. Slowly, knees and head pass through center and then go the other way. Pressing down with the left palm. And then closing the eyes, just going one way then the other. Nice and gently here. Nice little last bit of release for the hips, openness for the chest. Taking it all the way over so the knees are dropping to the left, the head is turning to the right for the final time. Before coming all the way back, eyes open, shifting yourself towards the front of your mat. Take hold of whatever you got towards at the start of the class. And then you're going to come to lying down and find a supported bridge. So you're going to roll yourself nice and slowly down to the mat. Pressing down with the soles of the feet and bringing whatever you have to support your hips underneath your sacrum. So it's the bony part of the spine where we used to have a tail. So it's not the lower back, it's lower than that. So you're going to bring either your cushions or your books or block underneath the sacrum. This is a nice gentle opening for the front of the body. You can either keep the knees bent, maybe walk them out a little bit and bring the arms by the sides of the body, palms face up. Maybe that feels pretty nice and you just wish to stay here. Or you can stretch the legs out long. You may wish to bring the arms up over the head, whatever option you're taking with the legs. So it's a nice gentle opening for the front body. If you feel like you want to have a little bit more depth, then you can rebend the knees if they're out long and you can find either an extra cushion or you can find a slightly higher height with the block here. Again, making sure it's not under the lower back, it's just under the bony part, right down by the coccyx or the sacrum. Maybe stretching the legs out long if it doesn't feel compressive on the lower back. Maybe keeping the feet on the floor if it feels better. Again, either arms by the sides of the body or up over the head. Close your eyes and take a few deep belly breaths. Really trying to inflate your belly with every inhale breath. And let it gently fall back towards the spine with every exhale breath. Notice the length of the inhale. Notice the length of the exhale. And start to now make your exhale 2 counts longer than your natural inhale. Take 3 more deep belly breaths. Again, trying to keep the exhale 2 counts longer than the natural inhale. And then very slowly, if the arms are up by the head, just gently bring them back by the sides of the body. If your legs are out long, slowly bend one knee, foot flat on the floor, bring the other leg in to meet it. Press down with your feet, lift your hips up slightly, slide your cushions or your block to the side. Slowly let your spine find the mat. Try to resist hugging the knees in straight away. Just walk your feet as wide as your mat and just drop the knees into touch. Just let the lower back lengthen on the mat for a few moments, maybe bringing the hands to the belly. Just letting your breath return to a natural rhythm. And then gently drawing both knees in towards your chest if that feels nice. Keeping the shoulders broad and away from the back, maybe just making a few small circles on the lower back. And we're going to move straight to our Shavasana. So if you've got that blanket or any layers or socks nearby you wish to put on, now's the time to put on any layers you would like. Just take your time here to get nice and comfortable. Maybe covering the feet up. And then, again, something over the eyes might feel nice, just to help tune out any light you've got in the room. And once you're settled, maybe tuck the chin slightly to the chest. And take one last deep belly breath. Fill the belly, fill the lungs, fill the chest. And then let it out through the mouth. Exhale. For these last few moments, allow your whole body to now find deep rest. Release your fingers and your toes. And soften your kneecaps. Let the hips be heavy. And just let the inner thighs roll outwards lightly. Notice the softness of your belly as it gently rises and falls in time with your breath. Let the shoulders be soft and release the back of your neck. Soften your throat and relax your jaw. And just let your tongue flop wherever it lands in the mouth. Soften the skin around your eyes and allow your eyeballs to fall back deep towards the back of the head. Let any tension or tightness now completely fall out of the body. For these last moments, let your whole body rest. Just watch your breath and let everything else go. Very gently now drawing your mind back to your body and to your breath. If you have something over your eyes, you may wish to slowly slide it to the side. Keep the eyes closed and give yourself a moment to just adjust back to the light on the back of the eyelids. As you slowly begin to bring movements into the fingers and toes, the wrists and ankles, gently turning your head side to side, easing open the neck. Making those larger movements in the arms and the legs before moving into that full body stretch, stretching out long and tall as you breathe in, letting it out through the mouth as you exhale. Again, stretch longer, stretch taller as you breathe in and let it out, exhale. Draw your knees in towards your chest, interlace your hands around your shins and just give yourself a little bit of a squeeze, a hug. Maybe just pause for a moment of appreciation, a moment of gratitude to your body for everything it does for you every day. And then slowly bring yourself up to sit. Either roll to the side and press yourself up slowly or come up centrally through the spine. Try and keep the eyes closed. Stay with yourself a little bit longer if you can. Before settling in your seat. And taking a couple of full cycles of breath. Noticing any differences in how you're feeling in your body, in your mood, in your energy levels. Just from having taken the time to get on your mat today and connect back to your body through your breath. And I hope you take any benefits you got from our time together today into the rest of your day or evening ahead. Bring your hands together and bring the thumbs to touch the chest bone. On your next exhale, relax the legs completely and take one full inhale breath. Lift from the belly through the heart to the top of the head. Exhale through your mouth. Let it out. Bend your chin to your heart and open your eyes. Namaste, guys. I hope you enjoyed the class, that you feel super chilled. And thank you for joining me as always, and I hope to see you back on the mat again soon.